Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. And hurrah, today is Sunday. We are gathering together as the body of Christ to glorify God, to worship Him, to hear His holy word proclaimed, to gather together in the encouragement of the faithful, and to, most importantly, to receive Him in the blessed sacrament of His own body and blood. So I do hope you'll join us today and worship with us if you're in the area. If not, get to church and worship Him. So today our service is St. John, 7:30 morning prayer, 8 o'clock Holy Communion, 10 o'clock Holy Communion, 5:30 evening prayer with communion. So I hope you can join us at one or multiple of those services. The lesson assigned for today that we're going to look at is for the first Sunday after the Epiphany. We have now we're now reordering all of the rest of the lectionary by the week of the year. We had those days in between Christmas and yesterday where we ordered them by the day of the week. Yesterday was the 11th. But we're done with that. We're now into the weeks of Epiphany. And so let's take a look at the lessons assigned for morning prayer from Isaiah chapter 60, beginning at verse number 1. It's going to sound very familiar because it's still Epiphany related, it's still Gentile related, it's still light of the world related. All of those are themes for the Epiphany, the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles. Chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of thy glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for thee, the ships of Tarshish fierce, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. So as I said, lots of themes here for the Epiphany. Now, of course, the readings assigned for the Holy Communion service today are the finding of Jesus in the temple, and the next big chronological event. And then next week we'll do the baptism of Christ. But these are epiphanal moments. But what we have here is a recap at morning prayer of what has happened with the story of Epiphany. The actual Epiphany itself. We'll make a reference of it probably during the, because we're within the octave of the Epiphany. We'll read the collect for the Epiphany, but in addition to the collect assigned for the first Sunday after the Epiphany. But all of these themes for the morning prayer reading, right? The light will rise on us. The Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy glory. We just celebrated the kings coming to the brightness of thy glory. And all of the gifts that are mentioned and the locations, all of this hearken to us the story of that Epiphany moment when the Gentiles, under the persons of the wise men or the Magi, come and worship Jesus. You need to come and worship Jesus today, and I hope you'll do that with us. And God willing, you'll have a Sunday that is full of blessings.